the transpose of a matrix. Okay, this is the important concept, and it's easy to understand in general. So let's say A is a matrix where the first row is 1 2 and the second row is 3 4, and then A transpose will be the rows and columns will be kind of interchanged. Okay, the rows of the first matrix will be the the columns of the first matrix will become rows here, and similarly, so 1 3 will become row and 2 4 will become row here. Okay, so this becomes the A transpose. Similarly, another example you can see here is that this is a matrix which is a 3 row and 2 column matrix. It becomes 2 by 3. Okay, 2 rows, 3 columns. So you see the 1 3 7, the first column becomes the first row and the second column becomes the second row. So now we understand what is a matrix and it's a transpose. Okay, so we want to show you another thing which have been used a lot in machine learning. So you see the vector dot product we have already talked. If A is a vector, represented as a column vector, B is a vector, represented as a column vector, A dot B, the dot product of A and B, is the corresponding elements are multiplied and added. Okay, so that's the dot product. And another way of saying the same thing is that let's take the transpose of A. So it will become the row vector. Instead of, it was a column vector, now it's a row vector. And then what we do with the transpose of A, we do a multiplication of vector B, just a common simple matrix multiplication. Okay, so now this is a 1 2 n, that means 1 row and n columns. Okay, so this kind of vector, and this becomes a n cross 1 matrix. And then so matrix multiplication rule, if you remember, the number of rows will be equal to the number of columns. Okay, so number of columns will be equal to the number of rows. Here you see this is just a 1 row with the 3 items, so that's a 3 columns, and here becomes 3 rows. So that's a perfect way of perfectly matching condition. So when you multiply row wise elements with the corresponding column wise elements, first row with the the first column with the first row, second column with the second row, and third column with the third row, we get this. This is exactly same as this. Okay, so we can say that the dot product of two vectors is equal to the simple matrix multiplication of transpose of the first vector with the second vector. Simple matrix multiplication. Okay, this is the dot product, and this is the simple matrix multiplication.